Hello guys, how you are doing? Hope you're great. I'm back again with another tutorial. Today we're going to be making this dress I'm wearing. It's actually a dress, not a top. I wore it in one of my videos and majority of you asked me to do a video on it. So we're going to be doing a video on this dress. This is the upper part and the down part is a flared, and this is it has two steps. The first and the second one is an off-shoulder dress with two steps of flared or cape. So let's get to it. And I'm going to be using a chiffon fabric, 4 meters of chiffon fabric. We're going to start by folding the fabric into two. I'm cutting out the upper part of the dress first, then before I'll cut the down side. So I'm folding my fabric into two. And I'm folding it into two again. That is folded into four. Fabric is folded into four, so we're going to be placing the measurement. The shoulder measurement I'm working with is 16 inches divided by 2, that is 8, plus half an inch for seam allowance, that is 8.5 inches. I'm going to be cutting 4 inches off from the shoulder because it's an off-shoulder top, it's an off-shoulder dress. Usually from shoulder to waist my measurement is 16 inches, so I still have to place it this way. So I'll place it this way, cut the 4 inches measurement off, then I'll measure 16 inches for from top to waist. I'm cutting out 16 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance, that is 17 inches. From shoulder to bust is 10 inches. I'm still going to be cutting out 4 inches away, so I just place it like so. So I'm placing 10 inches for shoulder to bust, and the shoulder to waist is 16 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance, that is 17 inches. This is where I'll place it. Taking 10 inches for the armhole. You will still place it like this and minus the 4 inches. So this is my 10 inches for armhole, and I draw a line from here and curve it. So I'll place the bust measurement. The bust measurement is 41 inches. I'll be adding 5 inches to it for easiness, for seam allowance. So that is 46 inches. You divide 46 by 4 because the fabric is folded into 4. So you get 11.5 inches. I'll place 11.5 inches here. And for the waist measurement is 35 inches plus 5 inches for seam allowance is 40 inches. You divide 40 inches by 4. You get 10 inches. You place it here where you place the waist measurement. So you curve it from here, from the bust to meet the waistline. Then you draw it from the bust to the waist. I'm going to be cutting it out now. So I'm cutting the armhole. This is how it should look. So I'll set this aside. So first I'll cut the down part of the dress, the down flare. To cut the down part of the dress, so we're going to be folding the fabric into two. So I'm folding my fabric into two. Then I fold it again. Now it's folded into four. So it's folded into four. I'll be cutting out my fabric now. I'll be cutting out two of this one. I'll use half of the waist measurement. So I'm using 36 inches for the waist measurement. Half of it is 18 inches. So 18 inches, you divide it by 4 because I'm cutting out two of these. So I'm not going to be elaborating more on this aspect because I have a video on how to make a circle skirt on my channel. So 18 divided by 4 is 4.5. Now place 4.5. Take my 4.5 inches here. Now take it, mark it round. For the length of the skirt, I will be making it 27 inches. (26 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance), that is 27 inches. I'm cutting 27 inches for the length plus seam allowance, 1 inch seam allowance. So I'm cutting it out now. I'm cutting the length first. Now I'll be cutting out two of these. I'll use this to cut the other side of it. And so I finished cutting out the down part, the skirt, the front and the back. Here, so what I'm going to do next is to cut out the flare, that is the cape. I'll be cutting out one 10 inches and the other one 6 inches. So if you want to cut as this one, you measure it round, that is the flare, the cape. You measure it all round, measure your shoulder all round. So this is where it's going to stay. If you want it beyond that, you can bring it down a bit. But mine is 43 inches. So this is what I'm going to use to cut out the top. Mine is 43 inches, so I'm going to be dividing it by 3.14. What I got is 11.7 inches. 11.7. So you divide that 11.7 by 2 again. So mine is 6 point something. So I'll fold it. Let me show you, fold your fabric into 4. I fold this into 2, then you fold it again. The fabric is folded into 4. So I'll place my 6.8 inches. I rather round it to 7 inches, so I'm rounding it to 7 inches. I'm taking it around. So for the length, I'm taking 10 inches length, then 1 inch for seam allowance, that is 11 inches. So I'm marking it, just taking 11 inches round. This is how we do it. I'm cutting it out. So this is the long one. So I will use this to cut the 6 inches one. 6 inches here. I've cut out the two peplum or the two cape. This is the front one. This is the 11 inches one, and this is the short one. This is 6 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance. That is 7 inches. So I'm going to make a notch so that to be easy for me to match it all together. And check the midpoint. And make a notch here at the midpoint. And make a notch here also. So I'll set these ones aside. I'm going to cut, I'm adding a little sleeve to it. I just want to add about 6 to 7 inches sleeve length to the dress. This is optional. If you like, you can add sleeve to it. You can as well leave it like that. Mighty, mighty bottle, rose of Sharon, we bow down and worship you, Yahweh, Yahweh, only you can do. So to cut out the sleeve, this is my this is 7 inches sleeve length. To cut it out, I'll place the armhole, the one I cut out, just place it on the side. I place it here. I place the top here, then to cut this one out, to cut the armhole. So I will use this to cut the other sleeve. I place the top, I cut out the armhole, place it here to trace out the sleeve. So this is the sleeve. This is not compulsory. If you don't want to add sleeve to it, you can leave it like that. So I'll cut the other side, and after that we'll put our fabric together. So we'll be putting the fabric together. I'm adding lining to this fabric. I cut out the lining the same way I cut out the normal fabric. This is the upper part of the dress. I'm going to attach the lining to the top. I finished attaching the lining to the dress, to the fabric. So next I'm going to put the whole fabric together. I'll add my dart. So I will fold my fabric into two. I'll look for the midpoint. From there I take 4 inches on this side. I take 4 inches on this side and 4 inches on the other side. So I'm taking about 5 inches. This is for the dart. Half an inch on this side, half an inch on this side. I'll turn it over, I'll turn it again and do the same thing to this side. Four inches. That's my chalk. This is the front panel. This is where the dart I will sew in the dart. I will do the same thing to the back panel. That's all. So I will sew my dart now. The both sides, the two panels, sew the dart. After I've done that, I will go ahead and stitch the both sides together. Just join the upper part. I'll join it like so. Make sure the right side are facing each other. I'll do the same thing on the side. I will sew the dart and sew the both side, and the down part as well. This is the down part of the dress, that is the flare. This is one part. And this is one part. So I will now join them together as well. If I will insert the lining, I haven't inserted the lining yet. So I will sew the lining separately, and then sew the skirt, sew the fabric separately. So I will go ahead and hem the side. I've joined the both flare together. And do the same thing here. I will finish with the top, the dart, and the both side, and I sew the down part of the dress, the side as well. So this is the upper part. I finished sewing the dart and the side. And here, this is the down side. That is the down part of the dress, the flare. I've sewn the both sides together as well. So I'm sewing the lining separately and the fabric separately. So what I'm going to do, so this is the right side of the lining. So you take it and tuck it inside this one, inside the fabric, like so. I'm matching it together. So I'm going to be pinning the lining and the skirt together. I finished pinning them together. I'm going to be pinning the upper part to the skirt. So this is the wrong side of the upper part of the dress. So you grab this one, the skirt, that is the down part, the flare, and tuck it in here. Tuck it inside the top, the upper part of the dress. So I'm pinning the side to side. I'm starting from the side. I'm sewing 3 of them, both the lining and the everything together. Aligning the top together. And this is the side as well. Try to match it together. I've finished pinning them round. So what I'm going to do now is to sew here around. That is the waistline. And after this, I will attach the small sleeve to it. So I'll finish joining them together. So I'm going to attach the sleeve now to the dress. So I've sewn the sleeve by the side here. I will now take this one, the right side, and the right side of the dress are facing each other. You match them, this line where I stitch the both side, you match them together. Take it here. And on this side as well. Should look like this. I'll take the other sleeve again, the right side, and this place where I join, and match it together with this side as well. And take it and see. Pin it. So. I'll go and sew them now. I've attached the sleeve to the dress, and I'm gonna be attaching the cape to the dress. So this is the long one, this is the 11 inches one, and this is the one of 7 inches. So I made a notched earlier to record, so I can recognize where to match them up together. I'm matching the notch I made earlier together. I'll finish pinning them together, so I will now pin them to the top, to the dress. I will tuck this one inside, the right side, and tuck it inside the wrong side of the dress, like so. Just tuck it in. So you match the notch together. Yeah, I'm sewing it, I chuck it inside, sewing it from inside. Just go ahead and pin them round to the shoulder. I'll finish pinning them together. I'll go ahead and sew them round here. I'll finish sewing the cape to the dress. We'll now go ahead and bring it. You bring the cape out. Like so. We're almost done. What I'm going to do is to make a top stitch here all around to keep the flared or the cape in place. I'll just make a top stitch around. Then I hem the button of the dress and the cape. I hem the button of the cape as well. So guys, here's the finished look of the dress. After I finished top stitching the shoulder, I went ahead and hemmed the button of the cape. So I use a zigzag stitch to hem it. Same thing to the button of the dress here. So it really look nice. So this is for my subscribers, those who asked me to do a video on this dress. I've really done it.
Hope you like it.
In case you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share my video. I will see you on my next video. Love you. Bye.